Good evening and welcome to Sitback with Shaq and Anu. We are back on coming to live on our PodHub platforms on Facebook and YouTube. Here we are once again talking about everything and nothing.
Everything and anything, and of course, there's so much to talk about, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure lots of people would have actually been to the Aragale.
Yeah.
Because I certainly have been.
Yes.
And just spent actually walked the length and breadth of Galle Face from from Lotus Road side all the way near Taj Samudra and back again. Did a back round actually for God knows what reason, but it was amazing. It was last Friday, and it's the energy is just incredible.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it's all well and good. I completely agree with all the sentiments that's behind the Aragale. And of course, Shaq, you live very close by to the Aragale, so you can't help but be at the Aragale even when you are not at the Aragale.
That's true.
Yeah?
That's true.
So, which is wonderful stuff.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, because Shaq ko dem background mein odam kram mein thamai avilla kaputu ka because he's heard it a million times.
I'm telling you, Anu, the times that I've actually heard it, it goes on till about 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And this morning, I had to drive past it at about 4:45, right?
Okay,
in the morning.
Oh, wow.
In the morning.
Okay.
And I thought that, okay, 4:45, everybody basically in their little tents, fast asleep.
Yeah.
No. There were about 500 people, I kid you not, there were
Yeah.
about 500 people still at the protest.
Right.
The mics and the speakers or whatever was still on,
Right.
and there were people, and it was buzzing. That place was
Yeah.
buzzing.
I just want to know where do you power these things from?
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday we saw, like the day before in the night, that whole video mapping scenario going on.
Yes,
right.
yes.
I thought that was absolutely amazing. But how do you get power to these things?
They're called generators.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people who have generators who don't have diesel. To
That's
run
true.
them.
That's also true. That's also true.
And also you see hundreds, if not thousands of vehicles. Rupiah 5,000 gahandat puluwan. So what do you do? 5,000 gala kelima metente nawane.
No, the other thing is now on the subject of pumping 5,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Now you have to understand the 5,000 rupee rule came before the prices of the fuel went up.
Correct.
So now it's less.
ඒක තමයි. 5,000 ගහන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රමාණය අඩුයි. So what do we so we must now make it at least about 7,500 then.
I don't know, but the thing is this, Anu, I'll tell you what. This is something everybody is actually saying that we are not the only ones who are going through this fuel crisis. Everybody is going through this fuel crisis around the world, etc., etc.
Okay.
Right?
No, we are going through a fuel crisis not because the fuel itself is expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can still manage even though it has gone up in price, the fuel.
Right.
If the fuel was available. We are spending about 1,000 rupees now, even with the newly revised figures, waiting in line to get 5,000 rupees. So what you're actually getting is 4,000 rupees,
right.
And 4,000 rupees now pumps far less than what they used to pump.
Yes.
So I mean, come on.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous these days. But I know that Dubai has actually increased their fuel prices by 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's saying something.
That's saying something, okay? Because a friend of mine obviously said that he used to pump full tank for 80 dirhams.
Oh, right.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
Right? That was last week.
Yeah.
This week it's 160 dirhams.
Wow.
So that is something. But thing is this, look, they can afford the life there.
Of course. And I'm sure the sheikh came on and said, surprise! He just doubled it. But you know what I mean? Lanka puxel lekin karna saman e wage wedane. Guess what? Because you know what? They didn't cut on Sunday, no?
Yes.
Because I think it was Easter Sunday, they just didn't cut it.
Yeah.
So they said, but you know what? We'll give you a double whammy on Monday.
Yeah, and that's
okay.
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So talking about the petrol prices, we're talking about, of course, what's happening in Sri Lanka at the moment. That's what we will be doing as far as the show is concerned. Lots to talk about and lots of stuff that we will talk about in our own inimitable ways, right? That's how we want to basically handle it.
Inimitable, of course, is being the operative word, operative phrase.
Yes.
Because, and also before people get carried away and wonder whether this is a new look we are sporting, no. We are actually at Shaq's garage.
Yeah, because the situation is such that we need to make do with what we have.
Yeah, we are on a couple of rickety bar stools.
That's
so
right.
just in case, know that it broke. It wasn't planned.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But the thing is this, we had to get the show going.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
We have to do it somehow. Look, Amazon started in the garage.
Absolutely.
Right?
And Jeff Bezos, also had a Sri Lankan influence,
Yeah.
His Sri Lankan roommate is the one who made him realize that he's never going to be a physicist. You know what? Let me get into the internet.
Yeah.
Internet of things. And look where he's
Look where he is now. Look, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the protest. The protest is going off really, really well. We're going to actually pull up some pictures that we have taken in the last couple of days to show how it has increased in numbers. I think one, of course, which will come up on your screen right now, that was a week ago, as you see on your left side, and then right smack in the middle was the protest on Aurud Day.
Correct. I was there. I was
you?
actually not, it wasn't on Friday, it was on Aurud Day.
Can see you.
Yeah, if you zoom in close enough, I'll be there.
Can see you. And then the next one, I thought Aurud Day was pretty packed.
Yeah, it was.
But look at the 16th of April.
Yeah, but things went completely haywire. I think even on Saturday, that was 16th. Yeah,
Right.
I happened to be close by on Saturday. I didn't go into the Aragale, but I actually witnessed it from close by.
Right.
And it was far more than on Aurud Day.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It really was ridiculous. But then there you go. Those are the pictures that you have on your screen right now. We are talking about all the different stuff that actually are happening at the protests. Later on the show, in about a few minutes, we're going to speak to someone who's actually been there, slept there, been a part of the Aragale for about 10 days now.
Correct, and he's a good, close friend of ours.
That's right.
So, of course, first of all, we initially thought, what's wrong with him?
Yes.
Has he bumped his head hard? Yeah. No, he's that passionate. And absolutely, and we all should be, because this affects us all. It affects our children, it affects our elders, it affects our neighbors, it affects, and no matter what ethnicity you are, what religion you belong to, this is truly the definition of a mass protest.
Peaceful.
Peaceful, absolutely peaceful. Lots of people have tried various tricks to kind of, incite some violence. It's not worked.
Yeah.
But of course, something that we really, dearly wanted to show you was somebody who just thought he'll shake off all his troubles.
Yeah.
He was captured on video. I'm sure you've seen the video we are talking about. He just shook it off.
He did.
He just brushed it off like, I ain't gonna carry the world. Enemy at the gates, but you know what I'm gonna do? That's what I'm gonna do.
And that's one person the protest has really shaken.
Absolutely. This gives a whole new definition to taking matters into your own hands, because he did. And lots of people saw it and they respected him for it. There might be a cult after this man. We're going to
talk to him in a bit. We're going to talk to him. But
no, not the guy who shook it off. We're going to talk to Roshan. This is somebody else.
So the other thing that we need to touch on before we speak to Roshan is the fact that today, from this point onwards, face masks.
Are not mandatory.
Yeah, there you go. Wearing face masks in public is not mandatory in Sri Lanka, effective from today, except in public transport or indoor functions.
Correct. Now, the moment you said that, Shaq, so I actually welcomed it, because lots of people had kind of forgotten that there was a pandemic anyway.
Yeah.
They were just behaving, the face mask was something that you just suddenly realize it's hanging on your ear, and half an hour later after you've been in park, so you might as well. But immediately, lots of people had actually WhatsApped me, tagged me on Facebook and sent me direct questions and say, Anu, do you think that this is a way for, facial recognition to work, so that you can identify the powers that be, can identify the people who are at this peaceful protest, so that, some skullduggery can happen?
Right.
I don't know. I immediately thought that's a bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
But we are Sri Lankans after all. We are far-fetched. We live far-fetched lives. And so, I don't know. There right now, because we are coming to you live from the garage, there is no way for you to communicate with us. We will actually facilitate a means where you can actually we'll give you a number going forward, so you can actually WhatsApp or send in your comments and your views, whatever we say.
Yeah. So what's the face mask that we're actually talking about right now? But I have one issue with where they say that it's mandatory at indoor events or indoor functions. But when you look at even today, you walk into an indoor function with your face mask on.
Correct.
The moment you sit down, you take it off.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, that's exactly how it happens.
So what is the point of actually, saying that, it's a requirement for indoor functions?
Yeah.
Because even today, I mean, if you go for a wedding or even if you go out or even if you go for the famous beach festival that we're talking about.
Yes, the beach. The beach.
The beach festival that we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you wear your face mask, but when you get to a certain point, I mean, either your table or something, you take it off.
Yeah. Anyway, kanda komat galawanna epa oka.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're at a function which serves any kind of food or drink, you have to take off your mask. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work.
We have no idea.
Anyway, it hasn't worked so far. So then that far-fetched theory comes into play once again, right? Because nobody was really taking the mask seriously, especially not in the last 6 months, I would say.
Yes.
It had just gone like, the way of hula hoops and,
fizzled off.
It fizzled. And so now the moment suddenly there's a government circular which says, okay, face masks are not mandatory, immediately, obviously, people are going to get suspicious about it.
That's right. So now, so basically there you go, your face mask. Now the problem is lots of people don't know exactly how to live a life without the face mask.
Yeah, it's become an accessory.
It has, it has. And sometimes when you walk out without a face mask, you're like, you're missing something.
Did I shave? Oh, is it? Yeah, that was always there. Upang kata makanda bෑ මේ face mask එකකින්. හැබැයි a lot of people tried.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of people tried. මොකද සමහරලාට I mean you had the cow catcher look, but you know what I mean? ඒක කමන්නේ පොඩි කාලේ හදන්න තිබ්බ එක. So what to do, No, Shaq and I always say, we had faces for radio.
That's right. Now sadly we are dragged to TV. Right?
This was one of our bright ideas.
So we are going to push forward with this idea that we have right now. This is Sitback with Shaq and Anu. So lots of stuff that we actually talk about Monday to Thursday, 9 onwards. Just about a half an hour show for you, just to touch on certain things that's going on in Sri Lanka and around the world on that particular day. So if we are ready, we're going to actually try and get Roshan online, and we'll speak to him and see exactly how this whole protest has been going on.
Absolutely, because he has a first-hand view, and I mean he hears it, he sees it, he's in it for 10 days straight.
Yeah.
So nothing like someone like that giving their honest opinion about what it means to be in this protest. And incidentally, if you haven't been to the Aragalaya, whatever your sentiments about political parties and the political whatever it is, come here, because this is a seminal point. This is where history is being made, and you have to witness it. Don't be a spectator. Be in it.
Yeah. So if Roshan is available, I think we will have him on the show right now. Hi Roshan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Hi.
I think,
Hi, both of you.
let's just try and hang on, Roshan. We're going to try this.
We can see you fine on video, Roshan, but audio is a problem.
Yeah, so we'll try and get the audio sorted out.
And Roshan, I have to say that looks very comfortable. Is that a tent? That's a tent. I'm moving here.
I also get the audio a little bit distorted.
We'll try and actually fix the audio with Roshan at the moment. So we will basically get into it. Now, like you said, Roshan has actually been at the Aragalaya for 10 days from the day it started. And I don't think he actually decided to stay on for 10 days because the energy on day one was so much. And he said, to hell with everything else. This is where I'm going to be.
You got to be here, right?
Yeah.
And I have, in fact, I have my sister-in-law who we will talk to tomorrow.
Yes.
She's in Kandy right now because she wanted to take a break, but she's been here non-stop. And Shaq, I just wanted to say, now lots of people have, ever since the Mirihana incident, people just took to the streets, and the next phase was obviously Galle Face, right?
Right.
But my sister-in-law and several like-minded people have been protesting for months.
Right.
Yeah, they've been around street corners, they've done the lonely vigils. I mean, that took some serious commitment. We really need to talk to her, because she's, I feel, one of the the people who are doing it for the right reasons. I mean, she has no political agenda. She has no, you know what I mean? She's not. It's not about trying to keep people in power, oust people from power.
Right.
But she's been. And Roshan knows who I'm talking about. Yeah.
So Roshan, I think there's a bit of an audio situation on your end, according to what we are hearing right now. Sorry. Yeah, Roshan, there's I think we get a bit of an audio issue from your end. So if we can actually sort it out, let's have him back online again. Let's see if we can hear him right now. See, Roshan.
Okay, we've got Roshan on video.
We got Roshan on video.
Either he's standing, sitting extremely still, or he's just frozen.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, Roshan, I think we have to come back to you. Maybe, hopefully, we'll actually have you back again tomorrow. Because when I spoke to him, Anu, let me answer the question that you actually asked him.
Okay.
Right. When I spoke to him earlier on today, he said that he's not feeling all that well. Right.
Yes.
So he was requested to go home and take a day off.
Correct.
And just rest it out and come back tomorrow, because 10 days straight and
it's no joke. And trust me, this is exactly why my sister-in-law had to also go take the break, because a lot of them. I mean, it's been raining. It's been like hot as, you know, I don't want a Turkish
nobody's
bath.
business.
Turkish bath. So your body can't, you know, we are so used to the cushy life, you know. We had enough oil to run our electricity and ACs and whatever. Right now you find, oh my God, it's hot. So you are definitely going to fall ill unless you're used to it. So this is what's happened. So most of the mainstays are right now taking a break, but nobody's noticed because 1,000 other people have filled the place.
Yes, that is true. So, but it's still picking up. And see, one thing that Anu, that I want to speak to you is, of course, the fact that lots of people obviously have this indication as to this protest is going to peter down slowly, because how much energy can actually some individuals hold on to now?
Correct.
10 days is
a mammoth effort.
Is a mammoth effort, and people have been, you know, surprised
that it's
right,
actually
that it's gone on for 10 days. And some obviously say, listen, that's purely because of the out of the holidays that came into play. So then people obviously came there because they had nothing to do.
Correct.
Today was an auspicious day to start going back to work. Is it going to still call the same amount of crowds or not?
Okay, so let me be very honest about the kind of vibe that I got when I was there at Galle, you know, walking up and down. You know, I felt that the energy was extremely high. I felt that, you know, there are lots of people were voicing a legitimate grievance, which we are all for once feeling as one people rather than different ethnicities. You know how it's been in this country, right? One part there was a war, everybody else is partying in another part. So for once we are all feeling it together. So the grievances are very legitimate. So the anger, the frustration is all very legitimate, and the energy that accompanies that legitimate. But I felt that it's meandering a bit. Yeah, meandering not with the lack of energy, meandering with, like, because there's no hierarchy. Yeah, so if, okay, let's say the powers that be wants to negotiate, who do they negotiate with? First question is that, right? And who comes up with that structure? That, you know, okay, so you represent us, you 10 or you 20 represent us. From where? How are you going to draw? Because the thing is, Shaq, I've always felt that this country, there are some deep-seated issues about race in this country. So I strongly feel that, you know, the majority, the Buddhist singular majority might say, look, you know, we are the majority, so let us have the bigger share of that negotiation table. So, and then it might divide on, I'm just saying, I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm assuming that is how it's going to turn out. Because suddenly, when you have a common enemy, it's great to unite. We also did unite against the British. You know, so it was the Sinhalese, the Hindus, the Muslims, everyone got together to get the British out. Once they were out, then dividing the pie became a problem, So, you know, I fear that despite the best intentions out there, common enemy, fine. Common enemy is no more, then what happens, you know? So this is a very legitimate question I'm posing out there. I don't know, just, there's no way you can answer me back. So,
but do you
it,
feel that they've actually thought this through? Because right now what they want is, again, what they want is just one thing. They want the president, they want the cabinet, they want all the politicians, they want all 225 to go.
But you know, that poses an immense problem. Because, you know, a government can't run itself. For instance, who is the IMF going to deal with?
Right.
Somebody has to take the decision and stand by that decision, good or bad.
Right.
Right. And somebody has to take the flak.
Right.
Otherwise, all 22 million of us can't get up there and say, we'll govern us.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't legitimately work like that.
Right.
So you have to really, really think about these things. And I have told the people I know who have some say in this solar Galle to think about these things.
Right.
Because this is very, very important. The worst scenario is to be actually summoned to, call to the negotiating table. Okay, so you forced the government's hand to come and come and talk. Who's going to do the talking?
And what are you going to talk about?
Absolutely. So, don't be surprised.
Right.
Have a plan.
Right.
Have this nicely etched out. Okay, you are going to talk about this, this and this.
Right.
That is it.
Right.
After that, we'll see.
Right.
Look, there is no, when you say 225 go home, even if they do go home, it's not like we can't find leaders.
That's true.
But, but there has to be a vetting process. Everyone, just because you shouted the loudest, you can't be president.
That's right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. And the thing is this, now we've also basically gone out. We've spoken to lots of people out there. Now, we've also posed this question out to them.
Yeah.
We've asked them, listen, okay, you want the 225 or you want the cabinet or you want the government to go, right? What is going to happen after that?
Yeah.
So they're like, listen, we just want them to go now, right? At that point, we will decide.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Absolutely.
I
You
mean,
got to have a plan.
When you want something and hypothetically, if that thing is going to work out for you, what are you going to do if it works?
Absolutely. The thing is this, right? When you break it down very simple terms, education cannot stop. Okay, so there are lots of things, there are lots of salaries we are talking about, lots of facilities that we are talking about that need to be ongoing, because every day, even while there's a break, there is something happening. There's paper marking going on. See, one example, healthcare cannot stop. Children are being born, people are falling ill, people are meeting with accidents. You've got to meet all these emergencies, because we do have free healthcare, free education. Pensions cannot not be paid. You have to keep paying them, and this is one of the biggest money guzzlers, I would say, right now. It's not a money guzzler because these people have legitimately earned their pension, but we do have an aging population, with the bulk of that population having worked in the government sector. So you know what I mean? These things can't stop. So if you have to print money to make it work, so maybe you did have to do it, you know. So it's not, it's so easy to sit outside. It's like, I always say, Shaq, it's like all 22 million of us love cricket. I'd say 20 million, they right? And it's million of wisdom feel that every time a match is on, whether we are winning or losing, my bowl may bowl of my then done. May batsman again. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't run government. It's lovely. It's a luxury to be outside and say, you know what I mean? Everybody's got a theory. But there are principles on which a government operates.
But there are certain decisions that even a 7-year-old could have actually not made.
Of course.
You have to so come to think of it, those decisions also, and I think 20 million would have actually put their hand up and said, what the hell are you doing? Right? Now today, the president has basically come out and said, listen, I agree, we should have gone to the IMF much earlier.
Correct.
Which is what 20 odd million was saying at that point.
Yeah.
So obviously, whatever the reason, they didn't.
Yeah.
But thankfully we have. But what is going to happen from this point onwards, we don't know.
Goodness only knows, because what we are asking from the IMF is a $4 billion bailout. This will actually sort us out for, I think, for the rest of this year.
Right.
Yeah, because especially with, there are so many remittances that need to come in. So our biggest worry is, to short out our immediate short-term loan payments, right? And interest payments, which we can do with this 4 billion. And of course, get much needed fuel. That's one of the medicine.
Right.
Everything else can kind of run internally.
Yes.
And then the inward remittances that are coming into the country will continue to come into the country. If I'm not mistaken, there's annually about $14 billion coming.
Right.
COVID took a big toll on this. We all know.
Understood.
Because work stopped. stopped, people's earning capacity stopped, and business stopped.
Right.
So once this, gets going once again, it'll come in. We can just keep on rolling as we did. We were rolling, right? So suddenly the problem with the roll is when the world springs a surprise like the COVID pandemic on you, you have no fallback.
That's true.
That's the problem. We didn't have enough reserves to kind of weather the 2-year storm.
Yeah.
So right now, IMF bailout, this is what we are looking for, just to tide us over for another, let's say, 8-month period. So we are good to go.
It's still not going to be easy at all. Things are just going to get even more difficult. I mean, just today, like we spoke about earlier on the show, the petrol prices have actually gone up. And don't think that they are going to stop at this point. The chances are it is definitely going to go up, right? Because these are things that actually are the requirements of the IMF.
Correct.
One, of course, the main thing is the fiscal policy. They just make sure that you've sorted your fiscal policy, your expenditure sorted out, because that is really our biggest expenditure in this country.
It really is, and not to mention, of course, the other 3 things I mentioned.
Right.
Free healthcare, free education, and pensions.
Right.
So these are the big ticket items, right?
Yeah.
And the appeal by the government to the Sri Lankan diaspora living abroad, 3 million of them, okay? Let's say all 3 million are not working, there might be kids there, quite a few. So let's say 2 million, I mean, just send $1,000 home. Not to anyone in government, you don't have to give it to someone you consider a crook. You can send it to your father, mother, wife, brother, sister, cousin, anyone. It just needs to come through the legitimate channels, a bank or a legitimate money exchange, so that we are getting in dollars.
That's right.
$1,000 in 2 million is $2 billion.
Yeah.
So immediately sorts us out.
It really does, but obviously lots of people have apprehensions on that also, because they feel that money is going to go somewhere else. And they also feel that, the whole purpose of requesting the government to actually go and also requesting Sri Lankan expats to send money in might save that whole position of them not going.
Yeah, but I'm actually looking at the bigger picture, Shaq, because we've got to eat.
Yes.
Our business can't stop for the lack of fuel.
That's right.
If we can't travel around to get to work, or get industry going or get factories going, because we need diesel, petrol, kerosene for this. So that can't stop. So, ultimately what you will have is a failed state.
Yeah.
And trust me, I know all of you all. I know all of you all out there. The biggest sentiment, Bala Tavilla, Mehe Marilla, Mehe Belalenda Neoni. Ehema Tenak Neti, Mokajaku Karate, Saliapak. Keep us afloat so that we will up with the Mal Dala, Paspetra Hardwood. You see, done. Because everybody wants this. Every one of my friends, every one of my relations, they don't want to die there.
That's true.
Even if they die there, they want the body sent here, somehow cremated or buried or something here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was it, right? So, we got to remain afloat and be the country. We don't want to be an extension of India, because, their kind of money that's coming in is coming with a lot of conditions attached.
That's true. And the thing is we don't know these conditions.
Absolutely. Why do you think IOC came just like, surprise? It's like, what?
It's like, how did he say? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and decide on what to do. It's fine.
So it's suddenly we find surprise, and I had the misfortune last night when this whole thing happened, because the message came at about 12:30, I think, in the morning, or
late last night, about 11ish. Yeah.
So I had gone to sleep, and suddenly I woke up for some noise somewhere. Woke up and say, unfortunately, my phone I thought this is another nightmare I'm having. I knocked out again.
How to go back to sleep after that?
That's the worst kind of thing, what I mean? Isra me by video kare me then. Just suddenly because IOC has said,
Anyway, time's up for us on the show today. Tomorrow we're going to be talking more, of course, all the stuff that's actually happening in Sri Lanka right now. Yes, it is a tough time, but we're trying to look at the lighter side of things.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I've always had this philosophy ever since I got my hands on my mother's collection of Reader's Digest.
Right.
As a 10-year-old boy, she had this humongous, like crates full of Reader's Digest because she had been buying Reader's Digest throughout the 70s and 80s.
Right.
I got that, and one aspect of the Reader's Digest was laughter is the best medicine.
That's right. I love that.
I always, I mean, I loved all those little stories, but I realized that actually laughter is the best medicine, you know. You can kind of, people have held on with the vision of a steak dinner for about 3 weeks without food.
Yeah.
So we are just going to laugh it off because we can hold on, we are resilient like that. So anyway, on that note.
Thank you very much for being a part of the show. We shall see you once again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We've got lots more happening. It's just a teaser of what will basically come in the next couple of weeks or months or so. Just keep it locked on right here on the Pod Hub Facebook and YouTube channel.
Absolutely. And if you've got nothing to do, if you have no other way to no recourse but to, feel down about it, be like that guy at the presidential secretariat. Shake it off.
Laugh it off and shake it off. Have yourself a wonderful night, everybody. We shall speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.